This is a spiny lobster. This is the larva of the spiny lobster. This is the larva of a spiny lobster riding on a jellyfish. So that is an example of a concept known as phoresy. What phoresy is, it's defined as the act of one organism riding on an organism of a different species without it being a parasitic interaction. So, for example, a parasite would be something like lice. So like if somebody had lice, there are lice riding on top of that person's head and sucking their blood and causing harm to it. That is parasitism. Phoresy is different. Phoresy is where there is one organism, so that would be the spiny lobster larva, riding on top of another organism, the jellyfish, without causing harm. So the jellyfish is not being in any way actively harmed by the lobster larva riding on it. Except kind of in this specific case in the video, the jellyfish is a little bit too small for the larva and is having a bit difficulty swimming, but overall this is not a harmful interaction for either party. Phoresy is mainly beneficial for the riding organism and is generally neutral for the other one. There's not really any benefits or disadvantages to that. They don't really get a say in it. But some benefits of phoresy include protection. So if a little guy is riding on a lot bigger guy, the little guy is protected because nobody's gonna mess with the bigger guy that the little one is riding on. So that's just, he's got protection. He's just hanging out. Another benefit would be help in dispersal. So for example, lots of plants use phoresy. One of the most common examples would be burrs. So if a bear walks through a burr patch, some of the sticky burr seeds get attached to the bear and transported elsewhere, where then they later drop off, maybe when the bear sheds or scratches it out or something, and they're in a new location with less competition from other burr plants. So dispersal is another good one. Another benefit is just using up less energy. For example, with the spiny lobster larva, he's not swimming, the jellyfish is doing all the work, so the spiny lobster doesn't have to expend any energy on movement, he's just hanging out. It's for example, walking is a lot more effort and energy than driving in a car, so you drive in a car. Also, another good example of phoresy is riding horses. Humans relied on horses for a very long time. It's just recently that we've started not using horses as much. But humans sitting on a horse, riding them from one place to another, that is another example of phoresy. But it's actually more beneficial than most examples because the horses are very well taken care of in most cases. So, yeah, I think this is a very just interesting thing found in nature. Hopefully you find it interesting too.